Hi, good morning, everybody. This is Andrew Lau, Shuti President. How are you, folks? I'm so glad we have a chance to also talk to you folks again regarding how to manage a pre-diabetic or diabetes. Now, throughout the weeks, actually, I got a lot of different feedback from my clients and some of the new clients, and they ask for different questions. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, actually, some of them, they say, hey, how come even with medication, my blood sugar doesn't come down? Or some of the pre-diabetic people were saying that, hey, I really trying hard being pre-diabetic, but my sugar, I keep going up, is not really controlled. Now, the sad part is when you're pre-diabetic, you have no medication. So you really have to do something for yourself, control your lifestyle and all the good stuff before you can able to get your blood sugar coming down. So just keep that in mind. That's why today we have this lecture talk about what is insulin resistance. And that is very, very important, because if you have insulin resistance, you really have difficulty, even though you do well with your exercise, but your blood sugar might continue goes up. So you have to really take effort, meaning it's not only just exercise, but you also really control diet and weight control and so forth, to have a regime to help you to lower your blood sugar, so you will not become a pre-diabetic or get serious diabetes. So today's lecture, it'll be very good to help you to understand what is insulin resistance, and hopefully with that, you can able to help you to better prepare yourself from the insulin resistance and help you lower your blood sugar. 各位堂友，我係 Andrew 啦，多謝阿 Pat 你聽我哋講座啦，同埋好幾個香港嘅朋友同埋美國嘅朋友啦。今日咧，其實點解會講呢個叫 insulin resistance 咧？咁其實首先咧就係好多我哋嘅堂友啦，就翻嚟就話 Andrew 啊，我好有問題啊，就算即係想同你多啲了解。因為我依家就算唔食，即係食咗藥嗰啲糖都唔跌落嚟嘅，繼續上去。個原因就可能你本身有好多 insulin resistance， 呢個第一個。第二個咧，有啲就係、哇，我做咗好多即係exercise 但係喺食物方面未必有一個好大嘅即係控制啦。咁 end up 咧，佢哋就 really 係繼續有一個啲糖嘅上升。咁當然啦，佢係前期患病冇藥食喎，咁但係佢唔足夠嘅 diet 上係控制呢樣嘢咧，佢嘅糖就一路繼續上升，咁啊變咗嚟講咧，所以就一個佢覺得好頭痛啦，喂，我控制唔到嘅，就算我做咗咁多嘢，但係睇翻咧，其實我哋現在咧，佢睇翻佢嘅情況咧，係要做真係好嘅 lifestyle change。第一咧就係食物啦，要 exercise 啦，又要磅數控制啦，又要度血啦 ，make sure 佢做晒呢啲東西咧，先能夠可以做得到佢想要嘅係將佢個即係血糖可以穩定到嘅。咁呢個就係即係今日點解要做呢個 webinar 咧，俾國家更加了解乜嘢叫 insulin resistance 咧。咁然後咧，你先能夠用你知道之後，你先能夠識去點控制。咁呢個就係今日我哋嘅講座嘅特點啦。So thank you very much for joining us. I saw a lot of people come from different part of the world. So I'm going to start my webinar again now. So let me share my screen. Oh, good. Okay, now look at that. Okay. Hi, 各位朋友。嗱，我諗今日即係大家都可以睇到個 screen 啦，阿 Pat 亦都睇到，咁希望或者如果你睇到嘅話，就俾個1好啊，可以咁變咗更加好。第二樣嘢咧就係okay, good. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to talk, we're starting our webinar, and we're talking how to control your insulin resistance, helping you to prevent diabetic and pre-diabetic with the insulin resistance. Pat, thank you very much for being participant, and you can hear me. Okay. And so today, what we're going to do, our agenda will be 1, understand what is pre-diabetic and its implication the role of insulin resistant in prediabetic. And also we'll talk about diabetes has a similar situation actually. And you have to build a really personalized diet and insulin resistant diet plan. And how do you do that? And how do you sustain this lifestyle? More important is sustain the lifestyle change. And so reason I say that is because many people start off really good. After a month, they thought that, wow, I'm doing good already. And they start letting go all the sustainability lifestyle. So really, at the end of the day, sustainability is the most important, because if you don't do it all the time throughout your life, and a couple of years later, you will be truly bounce back, or a couple of months later, you can truly bounce back and get back to the same stage you are in, and your blood sugar can go up. So really today, you got to learn about sustainability, meaning that you got to learn about how you can continue to do this and learn to change your lifestyle habit. If you can do that, you will be always healthy. I can guarantee you. And this is something that you got to try, okay? And certainly how to should help you, and that's what we're going to talk about today. 各位朋友，今日我咧會介紹咧就係乜嘢叫做前期患病喺糖尿病裏邊咧，同埋如果係你有前期患病，咁你胰島素抗拒係點呢一回事嚟咧？嗱，胰島素抗拒唔係淨係前期喎，後期當你糖尿病你都會有同樣嘅問題喎。咁仲有咧係點穩定你嘅你嘅胰島素繼續出嚟，係幫助你咧係繼續唔會有 resistance 咧，呢個又好重要喎。有好特別嘅東西咧，當你係改變呢個生活習慣啦，你做得好好啦，但係點能夠係繼續用呢個方案，繼續維持你嘅生活習慣係肯定咗落嚟，用呢個叫做 sustainable 嘅方案計劃，去令你全身體都係繼續去做你嘅 diet 啊、exercise 啊、你嘅磅重嘅控制啊。同埋即係仲有繼續度你血糖，了解你乜嘢啊？咁呢個咧全部你有個制度化咧，咁咧 chance 咧你係會變得更加好咧，係好高嘅。所以好重要咧，就一定要繼續努力係去學習呢樣嘢。咁當然啦，老師點幫助你亦都會解釋下嘅。Okay, so today we have quite a few people that I don't recognize the name. Most likely they come from all over the world. So probably we got to have I'll take 2 minutes to talk about what is the 4-stage diabetes. It's very important. The reason why is that, one, if you understand this, then you will really figure out how to prevent yourself to be a pre-diabetic, and also a diabetes. You're able to improve yourself, become a pre-diabetic. All diabetes go to 4 stages. The first stage is your LDL cholesterol goes up, and then it damages your B cells. The B cell is the cells that takes your sugar into the cells. But if the B cell damage, then you will have more sugar in the blood vessel, then a problem will come in. Because the cholesterol and sugar mix together, the blood becomes thick. When blood becomes thick, it will move yourself very quickly to the next stage, which is the blood becomes thick, your cholesterol will continue to start forming with the thick blood sugar. You're going to form plaques everywhere. That is the most problems in diabetic, because plaques form everywhere. Then that result, your blood pressure will start going up. That's the stage 2. Blood pressure will start going up. Then you go very quickly, if you don't do anything, lifestyle is the same, you move to stage 3, because your blood sugar goes up, and every doctor will measure you how many percent of sugar attached to your hemoglobin cell. That is called A1C. And when you get A1C is 5.7, you're still a normal person. If you're over 5.7, you become a pre-diabetic, 5.7 to 6.4. Now, if you do not do anything, again, because there's no medication, you got to change your lifestyle. You have to practice, your diet control, your exercise, and your weight control. Most likely you'll be successful to continue to maintain your blood sugar will not go over 6.4. But if you don't do that, 3 or 4 years later, you actually convert to be a diabetes, which is 6.4 above A1C. So remember this word, A1C is very important. That is a key indicator for you to ask yourself whether you are diabetes or not, pre-diabetic or diabetes, because that is the doctor will measure every time. They'll measure the same set, okay? And in low sugar tea, there's two things that help you to prevent you from pre-diabetic, go to diabetes, or if you're diabetes, go back, push your A1C back to a pre-diabetic state. The reason why there are two things in there. One is called guava leaves. Guava leaves is actually block the sugar into the cells, into the vessels actually, and block the sugar going into the vessels. And then, so you're less sugar inside the gut vessels. But even though you have sugar in the gut vessels, they will, you have bitter melon, which is increased insulin sensitivity. This is the relationship we will talk more about, because when your insulin sensitivity goes up, it will get your sugar back to the cells, but excess sugar will dump the sugar out through urine, and also your cholesterol will dump out through urine, and then your blood salt will be also dumped out. So when the salt go down, your blood pressure will go down. So your 3 highs will go down. Now, once you lower your 3 high, the chances you become a pre-diabetic will be substantial decrease. And also, if you are even have diabetes, you can also revert back to diabetic. So it's really good. This is bitter melon, and also guava leaf with the low sugar tea, very tasty, can help you definitely continue to help you to control your blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure, the 3 high, and help you prevent you to become less chances to become a pre-diabetic. And also, if you have diabetes, you can reverse you back to the pre-diabetic stage. Now, besides that, we also have 5 programs, which is including, we have diet, exercise, weight control, doctor webinar, and how to measure the blood sugar and track it, because importantly, you track it, look at it every day, because this is a lifelong disease. If you don't track it, you will not appreciate where you are at. And if you don't appreciate where you're at, you might not take action. Then very quickly, bang, you'll go back up, your blood sugar goes up, and you don't want to do that. So basically, that's why we have not only just to drink low sugar tea, we have an actual program to help you continue to manage it. And you can see you are now listening to your lecture. That is the reason why we do that, because of the fact that we have actual system to help you to maintain better health. 各位朋友，每一個病人咧都有4個 stage 係去呢個做由唔係糖尿病去到糖尿病嘅4個 stage。第一個 stage 係你壞嘅膽血上升，當佢上升嘅時候咧，咁啲血咧同埋啲就會 damage 咗你個胰島素出嚟嘅 B cell， 個 B cell 帶啲糖入去個細胞裏邊嘅，咁啲糖唔入去細胞裏邊喺個血管裏邊整多咧，咁弊啦，就係個壞嘅膽血加糖咧，個血就變咁好結。但係好結嘅時候咧，你好快脆 move to stage 2，就係嗰個 form 好多板塊啦，咁就塞你血管啦，全身都塞喎。咁所以呢個咧就最大嘅問題係糖尿病，全部係咁嘅，開始係塞你血管。咁但係你咩緊都唔做咧，咁你就好快脆去到第3個階段啦。第3個階段咧就係開始你嘅前期患病。所有醫生都 measure 一樣嘢嘅，就係 A1C。如果你 A1C 係高過 5.7 嘅話咧，咁你開始前期患病啦。低過7就普通人，5.7、6.4係前期患病嘅。咁變咗嚟講咧，你就會係喺呢方面咧，你會繼續係咩緊都唔做咧，咁你就會3年後咧，可能你就會做咗糖尿病咯。但係喺呢段時間係冇藥食嘅，你一定靠你自己係去控制你嘅生活習慣，改變生活習慣喺食嘅方面啦 ，exercise 啦，同埋你嘅磅數啦。當你降低晒呢啲嘢之後咧，你個 A1C mostly 都係喺 maintain 喺 below 呢個 5.7 啦，或者係喺 5.7 至 6.4 以上。所以呢個係好重要嘅東西咧，係幫助你咧係繼續 maintain 呢樣嘢嘅。咁我哋其實做咁多嘢都係希望你唔會變今日糖尿病者，繼續係努力。咁點樣咧？你一定飲呢個去糖茶啦。去糖茶有2樣嘢嘅，第一有個番石榴呢邊啦，係幫助你俾啲糖入你個血管、你個腸嘅血管裏邊啦。第二樣嘢就係個苦瓜咧，增加咗隻胰島素嘅敏感度，咁能夠帶翻啲糖入細胞裏邊啦。仲有一樣嘢咧，佢係如果 excess 嘅糖咧，佢喺尿嗰度掉出嚟。 壞嘅膽石掉出嚟，同埋鹽亦都掉出嚟。當你3樣掉出嚟之後咧，你血壓亦都降低嘅，同埋排到。咁我哋仲有咧就係5個 program 咧，第一咧就有呢個diet 嘅 program 啦 ，exercise program 啦，教點減磅啦，同埋咧點去度你血糖啦。咁所以變咗咧唔係話淨係飲茶咁簡單，你一定要開始自己做嘢，能夠令到你咧繼續係保持你身體健康嘅。So today we're going to talk about more about our actual key of the lecture. As you know, in America, you'll be surprised. 3 in 1 people are pre-diabetic. 96 million people. You know that how many people are there? 96 million. That's a tremendous many. So these are all adults who have pre-diabetic. So 喺美國咧已經有9600萬人咧係已經係成年人係一個前期患病，所以前期患係一個好大問題嚟嘅。So in that case, what is the insulin resistance that we talk about? Now the problem is insulin resistance is because your body cells just do not respond to the normal insulin. The reason is because the body cells they need the insulin to get the sugar, right? But if there is a certain thing in the bodies that right here will give you a better explanation is that your body has a thing called B cells, and the B cells is supposed to be taking insulin, help you to take the insulin into the cell. But if the B cells is being damaged, then the B cells not going to work and cannot bring the sugar. Then your body will continue to not to get the sugar, and your sugar will continue to circulate in the blood vessels. That's the problem you have, as I mentioned. So insulin resistance can be a real problem for many pre-diabetic or diabetes person, especially if you're a long-term diabetic person. Your insulin can continue to be bad, to be continued resistant. So even more drugs you take, it might not work. So that's why low sodium sometimes with this, it really can be a help booster for you to help you to increase the insulin sensitivity, take back the sugar into the cells. So net result, you have less sugar circulate in the blood vessels, then you can become much healthier. And certainly with the sugar that you have in the cell, that you now have energy, with like a fuel to have energy to work with now, because with fuel to work with now, because you have now sugar is like a source of energy, right? Become going to blood sugar. So now you won't get tired, you get more energy, you feel more alert. So that's the reason why this is so important to understand. 嗱，各位朋友，其實點解今日要知道乜嘢叫做胰島素抗拒咧？嗱，因為其實咧呢個 B cell 係會帶翻啲糖入去細胞裏邊噶嘛。但係如果你 B cell 損壞咗，咁就入啲糖入唔到細胞裏邊喎，咁變咗咧，你越出多啲 B cells 越都唔 work 嘅。咁變咗嚟講整一下咧，你唔 work 嘅時候咧，咁你就個胰島素咧係唔夠呢個insulin 出嚟嘅咯喎。咁變咗最後咧弊家伙啦，咁就越整越多糖喺血管裏邊。所以變咗嚟講咧，其實唔係淨係前期患病有呢個問題，但係仲有一個問題咧，就係嗰啲人如果係已經糖尿患病者嘅，佢遲啲都有好多 insulin resistance 繼續增加嘅。咁繼續增加嘅時候咧，你就去食藥，好似都唔 work 嘅。所以變咗嚟講咧，飲呢個去糖茶咧，好似有個 booster 咁，俾咗一啲嘢俾你咧，係幫助你嗰啲 B cells 咧帶翻啲糖入去細胞裏邊。咁係一個好特別嘅功效啦 ，OK？ 咁所以變咗嚟講咧，係胰島素抗拒咧係一個重要嘅問題出現嘅。如果你係糖尿患病者或者前期患病者，所以幾時出現咧係每個都唔同，但係好重要咧，你要知道有啲機會你有可能有個叫胰島素抗拒。So really at the end of the day, when you're gonna have insulin resistance, you will not know because everybody's different. But there is a possibility you will have insulin resistance for you. So net result, if you're pre-diabetic or diabetes, you got to watch this. So that's why today our lectures help you to better understand what can we do to help you to prevent the insulin resistance? Just through dieting, exercising, lifestyle change can help you. Now, let's talk a little bit more about what is the normal person. A normal person is A1C below 5.7, basically. If you have 5.7, 6, and 4, you are already pre-diabetic. And during this time, your body might able to still work with the top typical insulin that comes out. You can able to help you to continue to carry the sugar into the cells. But eventually, your body will start getting, say, wow, more sugar come out, more insulin come out, but the sugar are not able to absorb into the cells. So your pancreas eventually run out capacity. Now, that's the time when it starts getting what they call insulin resistance, and your blood sugar will continue goes up. And that result, you will start getting pre-diabetic syndrome starts coming up. Now, so if that's the case, you will now become a pre-diabetic, and you really need to have action to help you to maintain below. If you are pre-diabetic, you have to take action to make sure this come down to below 5.7, not to over 6.4. So very important. This is the step we're talking about here, that continue either maintain your 5.7 to 6.4 or get it back below the 5.7. Matter of fact, best is get it back to 5.7. Now, if you are in this stage, at least you have some chance not to go over this 6.4. You continue 5.7, 6.4. You continue pre-diabetic for a long period of time. But at this stage, at least you will be very safe because you are not really getting a true diabetic yet. But you got to keep trying not to get over the 6.4 stage. And if you go to 6.4, you become a diabetes, it will be 6.5 and above, you are all diabetic already. Then you basically, at that time, you basically have a diabetic treatment scheme, which you will be working with. So keep that in mind. That's why I said there's these 3 stages. I think if you are here, you got to continue to work with yourself, move here to go down to get back to normal. If you cannot, at least you can maintain this area, but not to over 6.5 A1C。各位朋友，嗱，頭先講咗咧，其實好重要咧。如果我哋係 A1C measure 係5.7至6.4咧，已經係前期患病。嗱，點解係呢樣嘢咧？就好多時咧，因為我哋個糖呢個上升嘅時候咧，咁個胰臟咧就 keep 落多啲好出到啦，胰島素出嚟，個 B cell 應該帶翻你入去個細胞裏面啊。但係越錯越多咧，個都做唔到啦，因為你糖繼續係咁高嘅時候咧，咁個即係胰島素咧就唔夠嘅咯喎。咁變咗嚟講咧，你係一路上升唔夠嘅時候咧，咁你就會變咗開始去介入一個叫前期患病嘅情況。咁嗰陣時咧，如果你係繼續係咁嘅生活咧，咁你好可能喺3至4年後咧，你就轉咗去糖尿患病者嘅，因為佢係咁升上去嘅。咁呢段時間咧，我哋好重要咧，喺度咧係繼續幫你咧學習點能夠改變生活習慣啦，同埋或者飲去糖就幫助你咧。就算你胰島素抗拒升咗上去嘅時候咧，我都有呢個退落茶有個 booster 去幫助你繼續去 stimulate 你個insulin 嘅 sensitivity。咁你增加咗，咪帶翻啲糖入去細胞裏邊 ，excess 嘅糖咧係掉咗喺尿道咗走出嚟。咁變咗嚟講咧，你繼續係希望你咧喺個 A1C 5.6至6.4裏邊咧繼續係做呢樣嘢，咁就會繼續好啦。因為變咗嚟講咧，你唔會係去咗糖尿病者啊嘛。但係如果你去咗糖尿病者咧，咁老實講啦，你就要開始真係有食藥、要 treat 有好多嘢繼續嚟㗎啦。咁喺呢度咧係前期患嘅時間咧，你係好容易咧係繼續控制到喎。所以變咗嚟講咧，我都希望你唔會超出呢個前期患病嘅情況，繼續喺前患症去降低你血糖。就算如果你係已經糖尿病者咧，都希望你落翻去前期患病嗰個情況。So at the end of the day, you might ask, well, hey, you know, what happened if I have insulin resistance? What is the overall complication that I might face if I have insulin resistance? Now, if you have a lot of insulin resistance, the real problem you have is you are going to get if you continue insulin resistant, you will have a good chance to become a diabetes. Now, once you become a diabetic, you know what? You become a type 2 diabetic. You definitely most likely have high blood pressure. Most likely you're going to have high cholesterol, because if you have 3 high, the chances you have is definitely will become from your diabetes. Now, with the 3 high exists, meaning that your blood pressure goes up, your blood cholesterol goes up, and your blood sugar goes up, you have high chances of heart disease, you have high chances of fatty liver disease. Now, if you're become a serious diabetic for many years, what's going to happen is you're going to start getting one real bad problem is Alzheimer's disease, meaning you become not only dementia, you don't remember everything. It will be terrible, because I have a lot of patients who become Alzheimer's because of serious diabetes. I've even a patient that actually after 40 years of marriage, they forgot the husband, who he is, and how sad the husband is. And, hey, we're married over 40, 50 years, but we don't know who you are because of the disease process. Another thing too, remember when you have a lot of sugar, one of the problems you're going to have face is stroke. And this is something really can be a very heavy health issue, and also costly issue, because you have stroke, then you lost quite a bit of physical function. You don't want to get into the stage. Now, sleep apnea is also another one. A lot of people don't realize if you have sleep apnea, the chances you have because of your diabetes, you could have sleep apnea, because most likely you have very, very fatty area here, and your tongue eventually even cover your breathing area. So you're going to start getting sleep apnea. With that following, you might, because of continued lack of oxygen, you might even have stroke. Plus, a certain type of cancer can be occur. So insulin resistance is really can give you tremendous amount of negative health consequences. And this you want to stay away. That's why I'm trying to suggest, get you to understand, if you do not have lots of insulin resistance now, you got to start acting to prevent further insulin resistance. 嗱，我哋講個胰島素抗拒咧，對身體健康有咩錯咧？嗱，當你已經前期患病咗嘅胰島素抗拒咧，最後你就轉咗咩啊？糖尿病咯。嗱，如果繼續咗糖尿病咧，二型糖尿病咧就弊啦，因為你會好多嘢繼續出現嘅。第二咧，你係可能會有血壓高啦，因為你已經係前期患病開糖尿病嘅時候，你一定多數有血壓高啦、膽固醇高啦、糖高啦，呢三高咧係對身體有好多不定嘅唔好嘅東西，所以希望咧最緊要嘅第一係控制咗你三高先。咁如果唔係嘅話咧，你就會仲有加多咗咩心臟病喎？哇！呢個仲更加弊，因為當你心臟病嘅時候，心停咗就乜嘢都冇得玩啦。OK。所以唔好俾你自己去到心臟病。第二又有呢個脂肪肝嘅病又係一個問題嘅。咁第三咧，仲有啦，呢個 Alzheimer disease 係好弊嘅，因為如果你係有好 serious 嘅糖尿病咧，依家係講第三型嘅糖尿病就 Alzheimer disease 啊。咁你係咩記都記唔到嘅，咁變咗嚟講嘅時候咧，你連你太太或者先生記唔到嘅時候，咪好弊，係咪啊？咁變咗嚟講，呢樣嘢亦都希望你控制到唔會去到呢度。咁就係中風啦，中風係一個好大嘅問題，因為中風咧會 very costly 嘅 medicine 啊，又都好貴好貴嘅。咁變咗嚟講咧，又喐唔到啦，有啲地方做唔到嘢啦，哇！仲有 recover 好長，所以就唔好俾你去中風 serious。咁仲有啦，呼吸系統嘅問題就係 sleep apnea，因為呢度好肥胖啦，吸住個唞氣嘅地方咧，咁你可能會有 stroke 啊呢個問題，所以呢個係好，亦都係一個睡眠窒息性咧。係一個亦都係一個重要嘅東西嚟嘅。咁仲有好多時咧，有某種 cancer 因為係糖尿病咧係會帶動咗出嚟嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，呢啲病咧係全部咧，如果你係控制到三高，由前期患病嗰度唔會搞到自己糖尿病咧，呢啲嘢係多數咧你都冇出現。所以變咗嚟講咧，係咪應該係我哋注重我哋嘅健康咧，俾我唔會有呢個三高？我哋個唔會令到胰島素係夠抗拒，咁我就唔會去到 型糖尿病先啦，同埋亦都冇三高啦，咁其他病咧就會有個 high risk 出現啦。So we talk about a little bit more understanding of what is insulin resistance, right? Because of the fact that you have a lot of B cell comes up, but all the B cells are not functionable. That more B cell comes still doesn't work. Your blood sugar goes up. But with that, you will get lots of different problems with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high blood sugar, and all kind of health issues shows up. So how do you prevent this happening? Because now you're talking about a lot of problem with your health now, and you want to really take steps to prevent all these health problems like heart disease, kidney disease, Alzheimer. You want to prevent all that, right? So to prevent insulin resistance, several things that you must take action. One, you have to maintain a healthy weight. So if you are over BMI 30, you better start working on it, drop it down to BMI 25, because you are not really maintain healthy weight, the chances of insulin resistance will be very high, especially people with a big tummy. In a big tummy, people are high chances of the insulin resistance, okay? So something, if you see your stomach start coming up, and you're wearing a 40 inches or more pants, you better start putting yourself to 36 inches pants. If you can lower your weight, lower your tummy, the chances of you the insulin resistance will be substantially lower. Then you have to exercise regularly. Really, at the end of the day, if you don't exercise regularly, the chances of you to lower weight and burn off some of the sugar is not going to be there. So you got to have, besides healthy weight, you have to exercise. Now, more important, really at the end of the day, you have to eat healthy diet plus drink low sugar tea, because low sugar tea has this special property which truly somehow is help to increase insulin sensitivity, so you don't get insulin resistant as much. So your healthy diet definitely with low sugar tea will help you prevent insulin resistance. Now, sleep is another one. If you don't have enough sleep, your body is stressed, more sugar will come out, and then you have more insulin resistance will occur, because the more sugar come out, the body will keep making more insulin, but doesn't work because you get more sugar coming out, instead cannot compensate. So getting enough sleep is important. Well, what is enough sleep? 7 hours or more, 7 to 8 hours has to be the normal, regular sleep you should have. And last but not least, manage your stress. Stress your body. When you stress, you have more sugar coming out, because your body will say, hey, I need to ready to fight. So I better pump up more sugar. So 5 things is simple, but remember this 5 things: maintain weight, regular exercise, healthy diet with low sugar tea, get enough sleep, manage stress. If you can practice this 5 items, the chances is get insulin resistance is substantially decrease. 各位朋友，咁你頭先講咗啦，我哋知道咩叫胰島素抗拒啦，就係因為啲胰島素揭出嚟唔 work 喎，繼續即係你嘅糖繼續上升喎，咁佢唔夠胰島素嘅時候，一路繼續做嘅時候咧，咁你個病情咧就會繼續會差落去。咁而差落去嘅時候咧，你就變咗前期患病轉影，然之後就變咗糖尿病、二型糖尿病。如果有二型糖尿病咧，你有3高一定上嚟噶啦，就係你糖高啦、血糖高啦、膽固醇高啦，同埋你嘅血壓會上升，同埋你嘅膽固醇亦都會上升，3高一齊上去。咁變咗呢樣嘢咧，就好多問題出現啦。有呢個可能你有心臟病啦，有其他嘅問題出現啦，譬如好似癌症啊，或者你係腎病啊、眼盲啊、唔記得嘢啊，呢全部出現，即係糖尿病者個病咧嘅情況咧係會出晒喺度嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講咧，你係希望你唔會變咗你自己係有胰島素抗拒，繼續俾頭上升嘅。咁你問過另外一個 question 啦，喂，咁我點預防呢個胰島素抗拒啊？好簡單，第一，保持身體健康嘅重磅。如果你肚腩已經係咁鬼大個，40寸或者44寸以上咧， 你就要繼續去減你嘅肚腩咁大嘅，因為越肚腩越大咧，好得意 ，insulin-resistance 就越高嘅。咁所以變咗嚟講喺呢方面咧，你就要做一樣嘢咧，減低你大肚腩，降重，唔會有 BMI over 30，令到佢好去23，咁咪更加好啦。你個大肚腩最好咧就唔好40，係減翻去36，咁就會幫助你好大啦。咁仲要咧係經常運動，如果你唔運動咧，你就做唔到你嘅胰島素抗拒咯。咁同埋保持咧每日身體食嘅東西健康飲食，同埋要飲埋呢個 low sugar tea 即係去糖茶啦。咁咧仲有你要有夠嘅睡眠。點解要夠睡眠咧？如果你冇7個至8個鐘頭瞓覺咧，你 body 就會好 stress 啦。好 stress 之後咧，胰島素一定會啲血糖一定會上升。咁就屙胰島素出嚟，但係越整咧唔 work 喎，咁咪未令到個胰島素更加抗拒更加大咯。咁所以變咗嚟講，呢個咧夠睡眠係好重要，每日最緊要瞓7至8個鐘頭。咁仲有啦，要管理壓力啦。如果你個壓力係上升嘅話咧，問題出現啦，因為你個壓力上升咧，有個問題咩出現啊？呢個壓力咧就會令到你咧係會血糖會上升。咁如果壓力多嘅話咧，血糖更加升多啲。咁個胰島素抗拒就更加大啦。So we talk about one. Really, first of all, we talk about diet, right? Because diet might help you to prevent insulin resistance, correct? So you gotta keep thinking of what kind of diet can help you to prevent insulin resistance. So you gotta choose complex carbohydrate, not simple carbohydrate. So why complex carbohydrate? Because complex carbohydrate, you can keep your blood sugar stable a little bit better. Like for example, fruits, vegetable, whole grain, brown rice, oats, because all these are complex carbohydrates. So you after eat it, the sugar doesn't go zoom, go up. It will go slowly go up and slowly coming down. So net result, this will be very easy and better to help you to prevent your spiking of sugar. That's what you want to do. You prevent of the spike of sugar. Now, also another thing, your diet needs to have good protein. With protein, also you can prevent insulin resistance for especially pre-diabetic patient. And also protein is give you more insulin sensitivity. It decrease your blood sugar level, keep going up. So what is a good protein? For example, with beans, fish, chicken without the skin, and tofu, those are good. But not a lot of red meat. That is not good sign of good protein to be used. So these are the protein that just I mentioned, especially with beans and fish and chicken. That's good stuff, okay? Without the skin, chicken without the skin. Now, also, you need healthy fats to improve your insulin sensitivity. Also reduce the body everywhere being inflammation, okay? So what will be considered good fats? A good fat will be nuts, almond nuts, for example, olive oil, avocado, seeds. All these stuff are good fats, okay? So it would not be, a lot of people would say, wow, hey, would I eat a lot of beef with a lot of fats? No, that is not good for you, okay? That is not the fats I'm talking about, all right? So, 頭先講咗咧，如果係胰島素抗拒嘅，即係呢個點樣嚟針對喺食物上幫助你係減低你胰島素抗拒咧，好簡單。其實可以食啲即係更加複雜啲嘅碳水化食物啦。For example，好似蔬菜啊、魚啊、蔬菜啊、水果啊、穀物啊，同埋brown rice 啊、麥皮啊呢啲，好過咧就係食一啲普通嘅，即係唔係即係simple 嘅sorry 即係要多 complex carbohydrate rather than 一啲 simple 嘅 carbohydrates， 即係唔好食咁多呢啲啦。咁仲有一樣嘢啦，如果蛋白方面咧，有咩能夠係幫助你減低你胰島抗拒啊？咁 for example 係豆類啦、魚類啦、雞啦。魚就唔愛雞皮嘅，唔係雞就唔愛雞皮嘅，魚類好食啦，豆腐啦，同埋 蛋白質嘅東西啦，有時瘦肉都 OK 嘅，但唔係肥嘅瘦肉啊。咁啊，仲有健康嘅脂肪咧，就係好似果仁啊，好似almond果仁啊、橄欖油啊，呢啲係全部係好嘢嚟嘅。所以你食嘅選擇咧，全部係呢種嘅東西裏邊啊。咁仲有啊，我其實好重要有個問題咧，好多人都係同樣嘅問題，我都自己都有呢樣嘢嘅發生過嘅。Excuse me, just blow my nose 好多人咧 ，so we also need to figure this one out because this is not only happen to me, it happened to many people because getting a food craving of certain snack, especially at nighttime, is really become a issue for a lot of people. Well, how do you do that? First of all, you have to figure why you start craving food. Could be nervousness, could be just emotional stress, biting your nail, for example, that's one thing, but instead of biting your nails, you start picking up snacks. And instead of eating a regular meal to fill yourself up, but you always go for snacks like chips to help you to satisfy that urge, if you will. Now, especially at nighttime after dinner, that become a very important snack that you don't want to do a lot overeating, like for example, with cookies and stuff like that. So really, at the end of the day, how do you work with that? Very important. You have to recognize, you started formulating your habit. You eat your 3 meals, but not to get too stressed up to eat some snack after the meal. You got to make sure your meal are enough, fill up your stomach, not to be hungry. So reduce the chance that you'll be craving for extra snack. Also, if you do actually need a snack, you want to do something that is help you to not the snack jack up your blood sugar like cookies, ice cream, not that. But I found it very helpful is cut down celery strip like this size, and you chew on it by eating. Get a small box, chill the celery, and a basic to eat it while you watching TV, whatever, or relax yourself instead of really eating cookies or other stuff that you might think of, or chips. That will be worse, okay? Because chip is high calorie, high salt, and it's not good. So healthy snack is very important. Now, another thing too is, especially you're working, you will have stress because of work. So you need to have stress engaging when you're stressed. How do you decrease the stress? Maybe do meditation, deep breathing, maybe even go out, walk around a little bit and come back. These are the things that you have to cope with, taking care of the stress. So that way you won't get craving for snacks that might blow up all your control. It happened to me all the time. So what I do is I have now cut off a lot of celeries strip and put it in a plastic box and put it in a refrigerator. I put a couple box. If I have one, I refill it for next day for another one. So that will become a very easy thing to control your snack intake and lower your cholesterol and not cholesterol, calories, and sort of cholesterol too, but the more important, your blood sugar. And that is very important. So keep in remember this to cope with food craving and snack, and that will be very helpful. 嗱，其實咧，我哋每個人都有啲即係想食雜糧嘅東西啦。咁其實點解其實我本身都有呢個問題嘅，因為好多時咧食完飯之後，你想食啲其他嘅雜糧。嗱，好多人咧就會揀雜食 dessert 啦，或者甜品啦、啫喱啦，或者係其他嘢。但係呢啲全部幫你點啊？將你糖上升嘅，咁就唔好做啦。同埋亦都加你磅啊，嗰度好似問題大啊。因為咧，如果你係食呢啲咁嘅 snack 咧，個磅數咧一定夜晚食完之後咧。因為你冇 exercise 就 burn off 噶啦，咁你個磅數就會升上去嘅。即係話，如果我依家190磅，我會食完 snack 之後咧，聽日你可能193磅，真係好快。咁所以變咗嚟緊呢個控制啊，咁點做咧？其實第一 食完餐後咧，最緊要唔好減啲，即係唔好減啲小食。就算要少食咧，將你譬如好似芹菜一條切開咗，擺喺雪櫃裏邊，要食嘅食芹菜，咁你就控制到你血糖唔會變食咗佢之後咧血糖上升。咁同埋仲有好重要嘅，知道你有咩壓力。當你有壓力嘅時候咧，做下深呼吸啊，就要行出去行一行，翻嚟你都好過咧坐喺度繼續俾壓力喺度。咁你可以食嘢就食啲薯條啊、chips 啊，咁就認真不健康。咁呢樣嘢咧，如果你係做到能夠俾自己啲 snack 會過分食咗出嚟咧，咁你對你多數咧係會令到你更加好嘅。So really, when you now you try to get yourself a really good, basically a good diet with a good habit of what to eat. You might talk to several people. One, you may want to talk to your doctor, your dietitian, or sometimes a diabetic educator can help you. But more important, you have to help you to understand what to eat all the time. I already gave you a lot of suggestions in the sense that, remember one plate, you have half vegetable, 1/4 is fish, and your protein, fish and chicken, no skin, lean meat. And the other one, the 1/4 will be red rice, brown rice, things like that on your starch area. So that already will be helping you a lot. And you can still select more things to eat, but more is that half plate definitely is vegetable with all green leaf vegetable. So with that, you can always have a balanced diet in that sense. Now you also have to prepare other ideas how do you get a healthy recipe. And internet has tremendous amount of information you can get, and actually you can able to really select a healthy diet for you in the sense of in calorie, carbs, and all that. You can check that and capture the recipe and make that. And you can definitely, you want to do is every day, if you have pre-diabetic diabetes, try to maintain yourself 150 gram of carbs. That is an important thing. Besides your calorie, you got to control your carbs. So for example, if I eat an apple, I was 6 gram carbs. So when you add it up, get up to 150. And that's lots of recipe can help you. So it's okay to try what kind of experience. And then the important thing is the eating that you do, it will eventually give you the long-term benefit to prevent you to become a diabetes. And your blood sugar always in control. And instead of always eat all kind of stuff and blow your blood sugar to sky high. So you don't want to do that. And you want to make sure you can reduce that risk of diabetes, which resulting at the end, you have all kind of chronic disease. So you don't want to make sure go into the route. So importantly is getting your plan of diet, as I just mentioned already, and then go from there to become a much more healthier, taking a diet to prevent blood sugar goes up, and you're going to have a really healthy diet to get yourself a good habit. 嗱，各位同友，因為咧好多時咧，你可能要揾你嘅醫生或者你嘅營養師啦，講你想食嘅東西，就有一個計劃性嘅俾你。嗱，雖然我哋喺呢度已經講咗好多啦，好簡單就係第一半係全部係菜嚟嘅，綠色嘅菜 dark green vegetable。咁第二咧四分一裏邊咧。就有你嘅 protein 啦，就係魚啦、雞肉啦、唔愛皮嘅雞肉啦、瘦肉啊，全部喺嗰度雞蛋啊呢啲啦。咁然後就有4分1咧係咩啊？係你嘅即係紅米啊、brown rice 啊，呢就全部係谷啊、beans 啊，就喺晒度。咁當你有咗呢樣嘢嘅時候咧，個 chance 由你去到即係食咗之後，你嘅糖升得好快咧，就唔會咁高嘅。咁但係你繼續咧就要去增加你嘅口味嘅唔同啦，但係要第一有個指標嘅計數咧，就係你每日咧希望你做到150嘅 gram 嘅碳水化合物食物嘅東西。咁如果你係計出嚟咧，你就一個蘋果已經6 gram 啦。咁一路咁計晒落去咧，咁 eventually 150啦。 咁同埋咧，你就可以繼續係去網站抄入好多不同食嘅東西咧，係幫助你達到呢個目標嘅。咁其實我點解要講網站？因為現在係太多嘢係可以好好食喺網上係炒出嚟嘅，咁你就跟住佢行咧。咁最緊你就每一次煮每一個東西，你都有個 gram 數幾多嘅carbs 或者碳水化合物食物嘅東西。當你有呢樣嘢咧，咁你其實咧食好多嘢咧，就唔係話我同你冇嘢食喎，前期冇嘢食，唔係嘅，有好多嘢食到嘅。但係最緊要咧，你係要注意佢哋食乜嘢，令到你咧個糖繼續唔會上升，同埋咧繼續改善你嘅血糖，控制到血糖咧唔會係嘣一聲要即係呢個升得好快嗰種。咁同埋咧，因為如果你血糖唔係繼續係上升咧，咁你就冇咗個即係 long term 嘅病嘅風險喎。因為如果你血糖唔上升嘅話，冇晒你嘅三高都唔會上升噶。咁你三高唔上升，可以飲血糖啦。好啲人飲血糖就即係三高冇咗咯。咁佢身體咧就會好健康嘅。Now, as you know, the moving forward as a prediabetic and diabetes is a problem that you will always have to face and work on and cannot just ignore. And it's got to be looking for way to have sustainability. So really, you need to continue to get encouraged, working with your friends, working with your relatives, to continue to help you, to encourage you work together, give you emotional support, give you understanding, encouragement. So navigating all that emotional feeling. Now, so with that, you really need to talk with friends, relatives, give you a new recipe, dietitian. So when you work together, then now you can promote a real good life sustainability health program, food program. Now, what's that mean is, meaning that I found a lot of people, they start off very good. They will, matter of fact, I can tell you a story. I have a customer who actually did real well, and he's dropped his A1C all the way down to under 6. Now, he was very successful. Matter of fact, he was very thankful. He said, "Oh, Andrew, you're so good. You helped me become, a real normal person now, because you think that he is total recovered." So I said, "No, you can't. You're still going to be diabetic no matter what. You can only control, but you cannot be saying, I'm well forever." But he didn't believe it. He just thought that I'm good now. So he went up to go eat great buffet, everything. In 2 months, his A1C went back to 10. That's fast. And so that result, he come back and said, "Wow, it really didn't work." I said, "Do you drink low sugar tea?" He said, "No, I don't drink low sugar anymore because I'm healthy now." So I said, "No, you got to continue to drink low sugar tea. You got to control exercise. You got to control diet control." So that's why I say it's so important. You got to work with your family, your friends, to able to continue encourage you to go over help you to continue get overall well-being, support you with a diet, give you better understanding, give you encouragement. Any kind of emotion challenge comes out, help you to smooth that out. So basically with that, you got to get the support person to help you all the time. Because if not, you'll be very quickly, boom, you're going to move down to somewhere that you don't want to be. So that's why it's important to continue to get support to give you that holding that hand throughout that diabetic journey. Now, I can tell you, we do that all the time. So that's why a lot of people actually write to us, talk to us, and we'll help them all the way through. 嗱，各位同學，其實咧，好多人都唔知道咧，你糖尿病者或者前期患病者，你要需要好多精神上嘅支持嘅，同埋情緒上嘅支持。因為咧，其實呢個係一世嘅病嚟嘅。咁如果你唔係去揾啲人繼續幫助你咧，就以為好容易啦，咁我就搞掂咗啦，我就永遠好翻。其實係咪咧？唔係，所以你係要繼續咧，係要繼續努力幫助你咧，係去支持你嘅食物， 你嘅心理上嘅障礙同埋挑戰同埋有好多即係繼續係鼓勵你繼續要係控制食物啦、exercise 啦，同埋放鬆啦，呢啲全部係繼續要去做嘅。咁如果係嘅話咧，如果你有支持朋友支持或者你屋企人嘅支持咧，你成功率咧係高好多嘅。Okay, so the benefit of low sugar tea definitely will help the pre-diabetic diabetes to lower the blood sugar, cholesterol, and blood pressure. That's definitely for sure. And that's why we wholly encourage you to continue to drink low sugar tea throughout your life. And that way you can able to prevent your insulin resistance, continue to lower your blood sugar and cholesterol, and eventually your blood pressure will also go down. So keep doing it. Don't do the thing some of my customers did is they thought they got well, and they eventually came back and they start all over again. And I have quite a few customers do that. So imagine you are here to encourage you continue to practice good lifestyle change, prevent you from pre-diabetic to diabetes, or you have diabetes already, prevent you helping you to get back to pre-diabetic stage. 嗱，既然去糖茶咧幫助你真係降低你血糖啦、膽固醇啦、血壓啦，當你降低咗三高咧，就 chance of 你去其他嘅病咧係大大降低嘅。所以變咗嚟講咧，繼續努力去飲去糖茶，同埋對你嘅身體健康，咁你就會降低咗你三高血糖啦、膽固醇啦同埋血壓嘅。咁呢個係對你一個十分好重要嘅東西啦。咁最後啦，記住，當你有胰島素抗拒，就係嗰啲 B cell 帶唔到啲糖入去細胞裏邊，咁弊啦。當你胰島素計咗出嚟都唔 work 嘅話咧，咁你血糖一定繼續上升嘅。咁但係變咗呢樣嘢咧，令到你去第二個風險。第二個風險咧就係你個會轉咗第二型糖尿病啦，同埋咧你會有好多不同嘅後患症出現啦，好似心臟病啊、中風啊啲東西啦。咁所以咧你係一定要咧係 manage 你個糖尿病嘅即係你嘅胰島素抗拒嘅。咁幫助你點能夠控制到胰島抗拒咧？就係第一，你嘅要有好嘅你個磅數要降低啦，即係 healthy weight 啦，磅數降低啦，要做有 exercise 啦，要食啲嘢好健康，降低血糖啦，係飲去糖茶啦，同埋又夠瞓啦，同埋咧要 manage 你個stress。如果你壓力大，你一定要 manage。咁你 manage 到咧，你血糖就唔會上升嘅。So in conclusion today, you really have to understand one, insulin resistance is basically because more insulin goes up and it cannot take this insulin doesn't take the cells, take the sugar into the cells. So even though the insulin keep going up, but the sad part is it will not take the sugar in the cells because it just keep going, and then more B cell damage, no cells going, no sugar, the sugar doesn't go in the cell. So you need something to improve the insulin resistance, and low sugar tea is actually something can help. With the insulin resistance kind of goes up, the chances you move to stage 2 diabetic is very high. And net result of that, if you become stage 2 diabetic, most likely you'll be having high sugar, high cholesterol, and high blood pressure. Net result, you have all these problems will come into next stage. It will be your heart disease. You're going to have Alzheimer's disease. You get very serious type 2 diabetic will be Alzheimer's. You're going to have stroke. You're going to have problems with kidney and all kind of major health problem comes up. So you really got to take step prevent you to get into type 2 diabetes. And you got to really able to do 5 things. The first thing is lower your weight. You got to have healthy weight. If your BMI over 30, you get down to 23. You have to do exercise regularly. Best is do 150 minutes per week. You have able to get your everyday walk 1 hour. So that way you can able to help you to maintain good weight and also lower your weight. And because you're moving and walking, you also lower your blood sugar. And then you have to eat healthy diet. What's that mean, healthy diet? So best is do the diet that I've always mentioned: half salad, just any green vegetable. 1/4 it will be a protein with fish, chicken, but no skin of the chicken. And then 1/4 will be your red rice, brown rice. So net result, you have good healthy diet. And then next is you have to enough sleep every day. You have at least 7 to 8 hours sleep. 7, 8 hours is your standard. You got to do that. And more important now, the last but not least, you have to manage your stress, because stress increases insulin resistance. Very important. But if you are managing your stress, the chances of your sugar goes up will be less, because you are not stressed. Your body will not pump out sugar to prepare you for fight. So you will continue to relax. If you're stressed, take deep breath, walk around. Don't get your stress out, okay? So you gotta keep that in mind. Insulin resistance are common issues for many pre-diabetic patients or diabetic patients. And if you are able to end up with manage a good 3 high, the chances of you becoming diabetes is much substantially decrease. And all the major problems you have in the sense of being a diabetic will substantially also decrease. So net result, you'll be always a healthy person, and hope that you can understand what we talk about today and starting now, practice to be a good, healthy person, prevent insulin resistance. Okay, any questions? If you have questions, you can feel free to ask. If not, you can always write to me on Andy@wafong.com, ANDY@WAHFONG.com, or you can send us a WhatsApp message 852-3001-5644, 852-3001-5644. This is WhatsApp. So either send us an email, WhatsApp, send us a question. We'd love to answer your question. And a lot of people do. And I hope you have a very nice weekend. If you don't have any question, and hope that you can always enjoy. I thank you. I appreciate you joining our webinar, and hope you can learn something very important. Just practice what we just talked about: good dieting, good exercising, good sleep, and lower your stress, and make sure that you are able to do that. The chances of you being sick is very limited. So your weight has to go down. You've got a regular exercise, healthy diet, get enough sleep, and lower stress. Okay? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. And if you have no question, I'm looking forward to see you next week again. And hopefully you have a nice weekend. And today's weather is wonderful. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.